Getting it going, guys. Technology these days, I'm still learning it. You already know how that goes. We're waiting on YouTube now. Here we go, guys. First thing first, Bigfoot World. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys can hear me, see me. Everything's all good. We're going to get it going, guys. Hopefully, they're pretty quick on sending notifications out. I see there's only, 25, 32. That's what's up. It jumped quick. Thanks, Frogman. What's going on, Bigfoot World? It's been a hell of a week, man. Hell of a week. Hell of a week. Thanks, Lee, Dorothy. What's up, man? Who was trying to call me? Nancy. Nancy cussing me out. That's what's up. Can see you and hear you. That's what's up. Thumb sideways. I feel you, Snoop. That's where I'm at with it these days. Thanks, Bigfoot Mama. We're going to get it going, guys. That's 40. Still climbing. We'll mess around a couple of minutes till everybody jumps in here. I see you, Nancy. That was kind of cute, though. Let me fix this camera. I'm still not right here. Zach, how's that look? We better? I can't get right this week. It's one of them things. Mike's in here. Martha, Robert. What happened to the Monday video? A lot, man. Lots going on. I do have 2 videos to start off with. It's not going to be this weekend. I'm not going to have time to because I got another trip planned. Let me fix this camera. I'm getting like a backlog build up right now, kinda, if so to speak. I had plans. Me and Bobby Joe Ashton's going to be hitting the woods, as you guys know, are very young from the Bigfoot family. She's going to be hitting the woods with us this week. She had to put her husband, put him away. So she needs, like me, needs to get out and unwind. Man, it's been a hard week. He's been like a friend for like my whole entire life, and then we had to put him, say our goodbyes. That killed me a little bit. Move my chair to the left. Let me fix that. How's that? But as you guys know, I'm an empath, and I wasn't able to get to the woods in time. I had a little breakdown at work. Shit. It caught that to me and kicked my ass. I had to leave work. But that following day, I just took off and I went. And I went to the restricted area. Went down through there looking for some tracks just to unwind. That's like my release spot. Well, not that area, but just the woods in general, the forest in general. And I got out there and climbed up there in the snow, man. It's it's a fascinating place. I didn't really find many tracks, but at the same time, I heard so much. There were so many wood knocks from all sides. There's some stuff going on up there that you'll see in the video coming up. That documentary I was talking about last Friday Night Live, this camera is still jacked up. I just can't get right. Camera, will you work with me for a change? How's that look? That better? Move your camera a bit more. How's that looking? But yeah, I went up it and is it moving or is it me? It's like this camera's moving on its own. I'll adjust it. Watch this. I'll adjust this shit. Let me adjust this. Now watch it move on its own. I swear this thing moving on its own. Wait, let me adjust it a little bit better. Now pay attention, guys. Is this camera moving on its own or is it just me? All right, that looks good, right? What's going on here? I can't believe this. And this is why I'm always late, guys. This shit right here, and it's still going on. Still going on. But let's see if it moves. I see my head's like lined up with the Jeff. But let's see how that happens. What's going to happen with it? Cookie's great. That cookie's good. It's just your first dragonfly effect happening. I don't know, but it's crazy, man. It really is crazy. But anyways, I went up there to the restricted area, walked down through there, man. I didn't really find much tracks, like I said, but there was tree knocks all around me. I had one or two rock throws going through there. I came down around. I finally found a big hole. If you guys remember last time I went up there, it's like I couldn't find that hole no matter what. And that thing was big, and I've been in there many times. It's like they filled it in. But I found it this time. This trip, I went down in there. I found it. I zoomed in a little bit down around the hole, looped back up and down into that like little gully part, and came back up out. But it was an interesting trip, man. It felt good to get back out. It was freezing cold. It was super freezing cold, but I was actually able to just get out there. That was a good thing. But anyways, moving on, guys. I finally found that documentary I was telling you about last week. Um, it I looked all through my computer, man. I looked through my laptop history, and I just couldn't find that documentary. Like it was getting blocked out. Like I couldn't get it, and the camera moved again. No, it didn't. It's just how YouTube's showing it. But I went in on my PlayStation and went back in the history on my PlayStation, and I finally found it. The link to that documentary is in the descriptions below. Definitely check that out, man. At the end of it, you'll notice that when the whole group is there, the whole crew of that went on that documentary is all huddled up, and then they send a drone up, and then in the background it's like a 4-second thing. You really got to pay attention to it, but in the background you'll see the Bigfoot stand up and take off running across the whole mountain within seconds. He cleared a good bit of land in a matter of seconds, but they talk about him going in. There was two groups of scientists that went into this area. It's a place that you can't get to. It's not easy. It's next to impossible to get to. And these two different scientists found their way. And I think the first set of scientists that went in was like early 1600s. And the second group of scientists just went in these last couple of years. It's amazing watch. It's a great documentary. I advise everybody to check it out. You saw that? Oh, you saw the documentary. It's crazy, man. It's called The Unique Undiscovered Creatures of Venezuela. And the second set in the documentary, the second set of scientists going in, they do a lot of talking about the first set of scientists that went in, and they talk about how they had was attacked going in by two 8 men, 2 8 men going in, and they actually shot one, and they show the pictures of the one that they shot, and they had one of the scientists. It was the one that was going in. I forget what his description name was, but it's a great watch. You definitely got to check that out. Tell my ghost pal to leave it. I tried to, but he just ain't listening, man. It did go down. It did go down. My chin's down past my name now. It definitely went down. This camera's doing its own thing today. That's crazy. But it's been a crazy, hard ass week. I know I said that. I can't stress it enough. Oklahoma has a bunch of dogman attacking going on YouTube right now. There's something going on with Bigfoot, man, and Dogman all together. Did you just there's a song that just got released. Bigfoot is coming. It's actually a commercial on YouTube that they're playing over and over throughout the videos. Pay attention, guys. There's subliminal shit going on. That like they're trying to condition us before the real thing happens or whatever's going down actually happens. I can't get comfortable in my chair for some reason. My bad, guys. I see I'm shifting a little bit too much. No heat. Damn, John. It's 45 in the house. It's here. It's 25, man. We're in the middle of a snowstorm, ice storm. Stay safe, man. That weather is no joke. Never heard of that commercial. I just seen it today. Was the first time this morning I was checking it out, and that blew my mind. Like, what is they saying? It took me a minute because I really wasn't paying attention. I was going over my bills and stuff at the same time. I was kind of playing on my computer in the background, and then this commercial come on talking about singing the Bigfoot's coming. The Bigfoot are coming. Like, what the hell are they saying? And it caught my attention. It's like, oh shit, they're saying the Bigfoot's coming, and they even got the Bigfoot on there. And it, check it out. I ain't gonna try to record it or nothing, and they can get me for copyright strikes. But definitely check it out if you get a chance. We had rain on Wednesday and snow after that. Kelly, that's pretty much what happened here. That's what they were saying the storm was going to do, and it's pretty much stretched all the way across the United States. It started off as rain. It came down rain, and the rain turned into like a sleet slush, and then the temperatures dropped. They went from like 40 straight down to the 30s, and the roads froze up. We had like 2 inches of rain, and then that froze over, and then the slush and sleet came down, and then we had a couple inches of snow on top of that, and then it's still snowing on top of that. So the roads is just unforgiving, man. Drive safe out there. Take your time. Your life's more important than any job or any event that you got to get to. So definitely be careful out there. Guys, what do you think of the painting that Holly made me, man? That blew my mind. That painting is perfect. That if that don't say me, nothing at all says. You know what I mean? That painting meant a lot, man. That was fantastic. I love that painting. Everything about that painting, my expression on my face, the Bigfoot beside me, to FedEx talking about never give up. She's been seeing like the punches I've been taking in life. You know what I mean? And I had no idea that she was doing that. That she did that. It was like all of a sudden she just popped up like, here, check this out. It blew my mind. It caught me off guard, and that meant a lot to me, man. That painting is for real one of the best things I've ever got. It's crazy. Something that small meant so much, but it's perfect. That painting is so perfect in so many different ways. You have no idea. And then at the end it says don't give up. That's perfect. That's perfect. And Harley, if you're watching, thank you, man. That's perfect. That meant a lot, man. It really did. Okay, moving on with that. Guys, the deer. Damn, what the hell's going on with these deer, guys? There's a lot of videos surfacing. I'm hearing a lot of stories about these deer kicking ass. I mean, they're stomping out the pets, people's pets in their yard. They're people's out walking their dogs, going down the street, and deer's coming up in the city and just jacking shit up, stomping out their dogs. Like, what? The deer are fed up. We just went through deer season, and I'm telling you guys, these deer saying they're fighting back. They're saying F this. I seen a video I just posted on my Facebook page to where this buck came out and this bow hunter was getting ready to take the shot, and the buck stood up and just started kicking that hunter's ass. I mean, he got a beat down. That if I was that guy, I probably would give up hunting. I definitely would give up hunting, man. That shit was crazy. It blew my mind. Right, Frogman. That you're right about that. That's definitely right. She's a fascinating individual. I definitely tell you that much. Holly, that I appreciate that, man. She that was great. But yes, these deer, man, be careful of these deer. They're getting crazy and they ain't playing. They are not showing no remorse. They will stomp you out. They're not even thinking about it. In my time growing up, the deer would take off running. As soon as you spook one, that's gone. They snort at you and they're gone. You know what I mean? But now these deer's coming to your towns. They're walking up in the cities and they're kicking your ass and going back to the woods. Be careful out there. I'm joking about it, but at the same time, man, be careful because you don't know what these animals are doing. Shit's changing. They're revolving, we're revolving, the world, Mother Nature revolving, and some of it's for the worse, some of it's for the better. The camera's doing this. It really ain't me. And I've been watching it. I've been watching it kind of lined up with my name in the bottom corner, and it's definitely moving. I'm not touching it, as you see. It's the 5G, lots of crazy things with animals. You got a good point. It's something ain't right. Something definitely not right. You don't know what will be out back in the house when you leave your home to go to work. I know that's what I'm saying. These animals just ain't playing. It's all in the energy. I noticed that there's some shit going on that something ain't right with people, with animals. There is you're on to something about that, Lee, because like the moves change. I'm operation manager of 120 people maybe, and I see a lot of people's energies every day. You know what I mean? Their moods, their just how they are, just you know what I mean? And something's changed. Whether it's the beat downs that they're taking in life with this COVID and the winter on top of it and have to drive to work through it. That might have something to do with it, but I think there's more to it. That many people just don't change their ways. You know what I mean? Their attitudes and shit like that. I had people snap out on me that never snap out on me. Myself, I've snapped myself. I broke down with my boss. You know what I mean? It's just a lot going on, and I finally broke. I wasn't able to release out into the forest. It's just been a lot, and then I finally broke. Keep getting them booster shots. I ain't messing with that booster shot. I'll take my chance. I'll take my chance. Different vibes. Look at what's happening to the electric beams. We will be affected. We are being affected. And let me adjust this camera again. Um, Whoever's doing, you know what? It might be my friend. It might be Weldon, because the person that never messed with my camera before. He always just made sounds behind me, moved shit on my desk, or walked past the hallway. He's never touched my camera. Now all of a sudden, I put my friend away this week, and my camera is moving. That's a joke that he would definitely play. He was a character, man. He was a person that's gonna be missed by thousands. He knew the world. The world loved him. Yeah, and then everything else going on with the government, it's got people on edge. So we got to take all that with a grain of salt and just take it for face value, pretty much. But moving forward to the next thing, guys. Moving forward, I've been doing homework. I talked about the documentary. The guys definitely check out the documentary. That's a fascinating watch. Pay attention to the last 4 seconds when all the group is together and that Bigfoot in the background stands up and runs off with him. And that's one of the things that they was up there actually looking for was the Bigfoot, the two ape men that the first scientists talked about. All right, we talked about the deer kicking ass. The next thing is my mom's book, guys. I've been getting a lot of requests about that book. The last time we did that book, it's all good, Deborah. he's in a he's in a better place. He's in pain free. He's no more pain. So that's one way we can look at it. But my mom's book, I've been getting a lot of requests from it. My mom is, as you guys know, putting together a remastered version. She's been doing her own research for her own to ease her mind, and she's got a lot of new information from some of the things that she looked at from Sarah's background. There's a lot that she added into this book from the Big Red Doors, so it will be remastered. Um, what I'm going to do is how I'm going to do it. It's going to help me out pretty much with the legal battles that I got going on, and help me get ahead in life, like a little jump start here. So that's where the proceeds are going to go to. You have the book as Kathy sent it to you. That's what's up. It is a fascinating book. I pick it up every now and then and read the Red Stories book. But I hear you, Gene. Gene, could I talk, man? Could I get it out, man? Could I get it out? The way we're going to do it is this whole month of March. Well, my mom said, look for details. Yeah, but the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to take the whole month of February. I'm going to take the orders. Um, let me see how I will take the orders the whole month of February, and then the whole month of March, I will be shipping them out to the addresses. The last time, as Gene's talking about, was a lot of difficulties because there was a lot of orders that went overseas, and I end up spending more than, you know what I mean? I had more involved with it than whatever. But this time around, I'll be taking orders this whole month of February for those of you that want the book. And then in March, I will be sending the book out to you guys, whether it's overseas or what. It'd be one flat rate of $40. There's two ways that you can send the money. One way is the PayPal. You can use that PayPal link in the description, this PayPal link right here, or you can send it to this name and this address. I'll leave that address up for a minute. Guys, you can also send fan mail to that address. I have no problem with giving you guys that address because I have no enemies in life. There's nothing but love out there. But that's how I'm going to do that. At the same time, in March, I will be dropping them 3 shirts, the 3 designs that I've been posting in my videos. And that's what my mom was saying. She wants the book done by Andrew's 100th birthday. But the dropping of the 3 shirts will be done in March on my birthday. So there's a lot going on in March. For those of you who want that book, to purchase that book, the links in the description for the PayPal, the address is right here for that. And we'll get to the purchasing of the shirts when I get closer to it. I'm still right now talking to the guy that's going to be printing them up, and I like the whole deal with buying in bulk and what kind of bulk I want to get and how many sizes. It's like all that's still in discussion. So it will be finalized before my birthday comes up in March. I want to drop them 3 shirts in March, and I think the shirts will be $25 each. They're great design. I love all 3 designs. It's you thought my name is Jeff. It's kind of short for Jeffrey Snoop, but it's all good. But that's that commercial. Let's move it forward to the next thing. I think we talked about pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. But definitely, guys, you definitely want to. If you like the last book, this remastered version it's got. That's crazy. I don't know what that sound was, but it was like right here in my ear. Like a dog just barked in my damn ear. Gene's cussing me out because of the price of the book. Like, all right, we're gonna talk about that for a second. The price of the book last time was $25, and that did not cover the shipping to most places. They did not cover the copy the cost of copying the book. So the price has to be $40 just to get it to you guys. That's why the jump in price. So Gene, calm down, man. I know you're gonna get a copy of the book. You know you're gonna love my mom's book, and you're gonna end up getting a copy of it and read it probably about 40 times. And so quit bitching, man. You hear my buddy? You seen the shadow? That's. I'm trying not to think about it, but there is some shit going on here. What's going on, Bree? Good to see you on here, man. Where's Money Mike at? Is Mike on here? Brian, that's not cool, man. That's not cool at all. I'm sorry to hear that. Prayers going out to you, man. I love my mom's book too, for the simple fact that I lived it and I wanted to know more about it. You know what I mean? I wanted to know what was really going on with that. What was them noises coming out of that place? It's that book like answered a lot of my questions. It it blew my mind. I ain't gonna lie. And I went back just the other day and watched my mom's video of the big red doors, and it did bring a lot of memories, man. It made me cry. I ain't gonna lie. I broke down, especially when the part when I was going to, like Jack was giving my mom the cold shoulder, and he like once we found out about the red doors, I got sick and I came home. She brought us back home because I drank too much Cherokee Red and I threw it up all over me. And it was kind of cold out. And so she decided to walk us home a little bit early. And that's when we found them. Like the doors was open. Jack was down there mopping, and he was standing up there kind of looking in, and the screams was coming out of that place. And it's like, what the? It was like a horror movie. You know what I mean? It scars you for life. It's a thought and a sight you'll never forget. The sounds you'll never forget. But he definitely give her the cold shoulder. He wouldn't even buy diapers for his own, my sister, his own child. He quit buying food. You know what I mean? He would go out and eat out and just come home, go to bed, go back to the turkey factory. He just like disowned us. You know what I mean? And I remember that pain and hunger that we felt. And if it wasn't for Willie, we probably wouldn't have made it. You know what I mean? So that brought up a lot of pain from back then and a lot of memories. But it was an interesting story, nonetheless. Nonetheless. While I was at the funeral, I ran into another YouTuber. Uh, we're talking about doing collabs, right? He's another guy that does. He's been in like after that cave was sealed up. He went down in there. He has a couple videos on that. After it got sealed and posted, it's on his channel. You, I will post a link later on, maybe like Monday or Sunday when that first video comes up from the restricted area. I'll post a link of that video, and we're going to do a couple of cave videos. He knows where there's a cave that's about 4 or 5 football fields long going in, and there's always sounds. He said he's never made it all the way back. The sounds always chased him out. It ain't even been an hour, and my voice is already gone. But Definitely, definitely. I'm gonna hook up and get in there and check out this cave. But he's never made it all the way back in. The sounds always chased him out. You like to spend a night in Forbes National Forest? That's not a good idea. The Forbes is a very dark place, man, and it's not a place you want to spend a nighttime in. If anything, nonetheless, is a place that keep your vehicle closed, pull in with a flashlight, get out and walk around a little bit, check some shit out, and keep your vehicle in eyesight because there's a lot of dark things that goes on in Forbes that you don't want to cross. You know what I mean? You might not make it out of. I don't play with Forbes at night at all. Dwayne Pintoff, he went up there and he's had some crazy experiences at night. It's not a good idea. It's got history. That forest has dark, very dark history. The energy is very high in Forbes, to say the least. To say the least, there's a lot going on in that place. Forbes National Forest is here in I want to say Fayette County. I believe it's still in Fayette County, but no, it might not be. It might be on the outskirts. It's up on top. You can look it up for yourself, guys. Just look up Forbes National Forest, Quebec Trail. I've been on it. I've been on it, and I probably that's a trail that you must be from PA. You must be from this area. I don't know, Gene, man. I've heard stories. I've seen stuff myself. That's the place that Bigfoot. I believe Bigfoot sick the coyotes on me. He yelled when I was coming up out of there. My batteries was dying. My phone was dead. He yelled. I had a scream from a Bigfoot coming up out of there, out of Forbes. In like 30 seconds, a lot of coyotes started yelping, screaming, and it scared the shit out of me, man. And then, like, not even a minute later, the spread all the way across that mountainside, they was coming up full force, man. I seen these coyotes just from all the whole across that mountainside coming up at me, man. I dropped everything. I started humping this tree. I was shimmying the shit up out this tree for my life, man. I was up there. I thought I was like 6 feet, 8 feet off the ground. I figure I'm good, man. They ain't getting my ass. I was humping the shit out of that tree, trying to get up it, and these coyotes just run past me. Eh, I swear that the Bigfoot spooked them coyotes, and they just started rushing me up that mountain. But once they made it up to me, they was like bypassing me, like someone was scared it, and they ran right past me. After they already passed, man, I'm hugging this tree like, thank you. They didn't want me. I look down, I'm only like 2 feet off the ground. With all this adrenaline pumping and fear and me trying to get up there, I didn't get nowhere at all. They could have just stood there and just like really and tore my ass up. But they wasn't for me. They just ran right past me. They was running from something. Without any shadow of a doubt, they was running for something. Pecan pie and banana bread. That was when I believe my ex was trying to kill me, man. I believe my ex was trying to kill me. She put that shit in my backpack when I was doing that overnighter over by the maze by myself. And that black bear just took that shit right off me. He took my whole backpack and rolled up over the hill. I went the next day to find my shit, and the flashlight, everything was just spread out going up over that mountainside. I had to go through and find all my shit over again. But it got to the banana bread and the pecan pie. Guys, if you want to make somebody come up missing, just put some damn peanut butter and pecan pie in their backpack because something's out there going to take that shit. I think my ex tried to kill me on that one, man, for sure. I had no idea that was even it. She didn't even say, "Hey, babe, I put something to snack on for you for the night in your backpack." She just put it in there, set me on my way. Like I got him. He ain't coming back from this trip. I reported missing in like 3 months. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Did I take the peanut butter? Lee, I didn't take it to that place. I want to take the peanut butter to that hole where the brush is covered up with like that caveman type dude is in. I want to take some peanut butter to that area. That's my next trip. That's where I want to go next. With this ice going on, I don't know if this ice is gonna let me get down in there at all. Did she have life insurance policy on me? No, unfortunately, but I do have two policies. I do have two policies of my own that she probably knew about. Was she really couldn't collect on it? Actually, it was going to my kids. You know what I mean? She had no parts of it, so I don't think it was a insurance thing. I think it was just a this dude got to go type of thing. And she would go to any means to make that shit happen. But at the same time, I'm just playing, guys. I don't know if she really had any intentions on killing me or she was just trying to be nice and give me a snack. Or who am I to judge? And I can't just sit here and talk shit on my ex saying, did she try to kill me? Because I'm not positive. I think, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know if she really tried that shit. I need to take some cinnamon candy. Gene, the last time I messed up and took some cinnamon candy, okay. But the last time, I ain't even gonna acknowledge it. But the last time I tried to take cinnamon candy up there, um, I I walked through them forests for 2 weeks picking up the red wrappers up there, man. If anything, I'm gonna have to unwrap them somehow and put them in a container, like a snap container, and leave the cinnamon out there like that because I'm not that they had them red wrappers all through that forest. They love the cinnamon. They really do love the cinnamon, but it's just too much pollution going through that forest. They had wrappers everywhere. I just give them 2 big bags of cinnamon in the red wrapping and left the whole bag like it was out there, and the wrappers were just everywhere out there in the forest. I'm not going to acknowledge it, Tracy. I've heard something. Something just happened, but just take a few cinnamon sticks. They do like cinnamon. I noticed that they like cinnamon a lot. They took the cinnamon before they took the peanut butter. They actually took the cinnamon, then came back for the peanut butter. That's when they opened the 1 jar of peanut butter and took they ate half of it with a stick. You can see the stick marks going around the side, the shavings of the stick where they were scooping it out with the stick. And they took they just took the whole other jar. They left one jar, a half a jar, and they took the other one. All right. When I went back to that the bone cave, that's when I found that jar of peanut butter that they took from Bigfoot land. They took it, walked it to the bone cave, and I found the lid to that jar down inside the bone cave. That was interesting, man. That was definitely interesting. I haven't really been paying attention to you guys' comments, so I'm gonna hurry up and get caught up real quick. Sheldon, like I said, man, I'm not spending the night in Forbes, but I will go up there with you at night as long as the ride's in the eye distance. I was just saying, thinking, man, there was a lot of crazy experiences. I, like I was going over. As you guys know, I'm working on like a year end review. I'm trying to get it up before this. I wanted to get it up in January, and it just ain't happening. It was harder than I thought it was to actually get clips from YouTube over onto my new editing software. It's impossible, but I'm working on it. I do have something together, and I'm looking at old videos from like some of the stuff that happened 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and we had some crazy ass experiences, man. We've documented. I on this channel here alone, not alone. The last channel, this channel here alone, man. There's some crazy activity on this channel. I'm not even just saying that because it's my channel, but guys, some of my videos surprised me. Just going back looking, just not remembering some of the stuff that we did, and wow, like the time me, Ferret, Mike, Jeff, um, I don't, I can't remember if it was Into the Woods with Deb, Crazy Deb, or what, but we was camped there in Bigfoot land, and we was all in the tent. It was like 2 in the morning. We're huddled up inside the tent talking. Well, before I even get to that, that whole night was weird. It was weird because Can was there actually as well, and Mike's girlfriend was there, and we was all inside this tent. But before I get to that part, we did a few walks throughout that night, if you guys remember, and one of the walks before I went out, I had a bag of garbage. There was a white bag of like a dollar store bag with the t-shirt bags. It was full of garbage. I remember before we went out for the walk, I tied the bag up and I tied it like 3 knots. You know what I mean? And I set it beside the tree in front of the tent. We took off, we went walking, and we went out on a hike at night. It was dark, it was late, maybe 11, 10:30, 11 at that point. And we ended up, the game warden came through. As you know, that was state game lands, but the game wardens came through, and we ended up hiding as they was coming through. And Mike, when he was laying down in the woods, it seemed like the part where we had to lay down at, the, the trees was all like 2 inches. There was nothing to hide behind, and we had to face down into the ground and hope that the lights went over top of us and they didn't see us. So that's what we're doing. The whole crew is just laying down, and trying to let the game warden pass us, going down the old logging road that we came in on. So as they pass, we get up, and we start heading back to the tent without lights. We got to kind of do this with the night vision camera that I had, and I'm trying to like have them behind me and holding on to each other, and we're going back in the dark trying to find this tent. So the they go past, and I decide as we get deeper back into the woods, I decided to take my small light, like one of them little headlights, and I turned that on to help us guide our way back through there. Once we make it back into the tent, man, the bag, I turned the lights on. The bag that I set beside the tree was untied and opened up. There's no holes in the bag. It's not tore open. It's just untied and it's opened up. That blew my mind. That was crazy. But later on, and we got all get into the tent. We're settling in. We're all huddled up, and we're just like BSing. We're talking and talking, and we're starting to hear creaking and cracks outside the tent, like something's walking up on us. And we're joking about it. Fred's cracking jokes off, trying to ease the fear. You know what I mean? I know he was getting scared, and he was trying to make funny of the situation. So he was cracking jokes, and the next thing I know, Mike's beside me. I believe it was Mike and his girlfriend, Jeff and his girlfriend, and Fred on the other side of me, like straight across from me. And this hand and on the tent, this hand comes down on top of Mike's head and like grabbed his head. It didn't really grab it, but it came down and on top of his head, and Mike balled up. He like put his head down to his knees. He balled up. Oh, that's when for like first time he cussed in front of me because he said, "Oh fuck," and leaned over and balled up. And I didn't know what to say. It's like I was powerless. I couldn't help my son because I was in shock that this hand was coming down into the tent and touching my son. Like, oh my god, we're looking at each other like we couldn't even say anything. It just like blew my mind. And we didn't even come out the tent. We didn't film it because the camera was out in the front entrance of the tent on his cooler, and we was too scared to unzipping the tent to reach out to grab the tent with fear. This dude going to pull us out, you know what I mean? But it was freaky. That was a freaky night. The next morning, Mike ended up losing my camera, half of my batteries for the lights. So me and Mike, I make Mike get up. It's like 5 in the morning, just like the sun's just breaking. It's just coming up. It's just barely you can see. So I told Mike, let's hike out. Let's go get this my camera, man, before it gets destroyed out in this morning dew and everything. Let's go get it. So we walk out. I mind you, it's Bigfoot land. I walked out of Bigfoot land 1,000 times. You know what I mean? I know that place blindfolded pretty much at this point. So Mike's following me out. I'm filming. It's like some Blair Witch Project shit. I'm filming this the whole time I'm walking and I'm talking to Mike, and I'm filming this, walking out, trying to find my camera and batteries. And as I'm walking out, we ended up coming back past the tent again. The tent is on our right hand side. When we leave, the tent's on our right. We're walking straight out, and we come back past the tent again. It's like, what the hell just happened here? And it's all on film. We never turned. We never made any rounds or any of that. We went straight out out to the old logging road to get my camera where Mike dropped it at, and we ended up coming back past the tent again. I can't explain what happened. Still to this day, I don't know what happened. It's on film. You can watch it. You can watch other films of Bigfoot land of me walking through there and walking out, straight out, and the vehicle's right there. But this one particular night when I was walking, I ended up coming back past the tent again somehow. I can't explain what happened. You know what I mean? Me and Mike both experienced it. It's on film, and it's into the year-end review. That part of it is in that review. It's amazing. It blew my mind. Some of the shit that we experienced out there, it's just crazy. From that octopus creature that was in that tree, when me and Cheese went out to the old waterfall, and that octopus like dropped down, and you can see it there. And then when it went up, it cloaked out. It cloaked out like the predator. I mean, we experienced so much in these woods that from the chains rattling on me and Fred, we're sitting in that ravine by ourselves, side by side, looking down over, and right between us, these chains started rattling. The old antique record player music that started playing in Betty Knox at night at like 2 in the morning. We had so many crazy experiences and memories from this place, man, that people would call us crazy. They would just say, "You're nuts, man." But all of us, the whole team, experienced this shit. It's 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 just some shit going on out there that we can't explain. You know what I mean? I didn't get turned around. Believe me, I walked out that place so many times. It's on film. It's documented on one of them videos. I walked straight out. Every time I've ever went there, I walked straight out. I know my way in that part of Bigfoot land, and we ended up coming back past the tent again. That blew my mind. Still to this day, that blew my mind. I don't know what the hell happened. I can't explain that, but something outside our realm happened. Believe that. Squatch land, Bigfoot land. We just talk about that. Probably not. No, I mean I will be going back there, but just it's not on the near next couple of trips. You know what I mean? My next trip will be back in that hole, um, checking out that caveman dude. I'm gonna take him up some peanut butter and shit. Try to make friends with him. You being in the cave where Fred was crazy. That that changed my life forever. I ain't gonna lie. Now that story in itself, that actually made TV. That changed my life forever. That cave, that restricted minds changed my life forever. That's when Fred got possessed for like I want to say 20, 25 days. Yeah, he was gone. He was not him at all. He would look straight through you. He was not there. It wasn't Fred. That shit was crazy. When we went in there, I was praying, and as I was praying, like God watch over us when we go in there doing this stupid shit. Something said that was weak, like right in my face. It said that was weak, and I look over at Fred's like, "Did you hear that?" And when I before I can get out, did you hear that? Fred's feet was just ripped out from under him, straight onto his back, and I'm like, "Dude, let's just get up out of here." And Fred's, "Nah, I'm okay. Let's just move on in with it." And we should have left. That was one time that we should have actually turned around and went back out because on that trip, Fred was never the same. I mean, he's good now. He came a long way since then, but possession is real, and that's definitely no joke. He was gone for 20, 25 days. It wasn't him. They found him out in the middle of the street. I could talk about it now because that was years ago, but they found him out in the street, man, naked in the highway holding up traffic in the dead stairs, just looking at traffic coming at him. The cities would bring him home. You know what I mean? That's not Fred. He was doing shit outside of Fred. And it blew my mind, man. I took him to the hospital and they couldn't do nothing for him. I took him to a priest and they wouldn't do nothing for him until the hospital checked him out and said that it would, you know what I mean? There's like it was a back and forth thing with the church between the hospital. Nobody would help, so it was like we had to battle this demon on our own, and it was that changed my life forever. It really did. It really did. That was crazy. That was the first time I've ever experienced anything of of a possession that was nuts. That was nuts. I don't ever want to experience that again. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna be real with you. I'm glad that that wasn't me. I'm glad that that didn't happen to me. I'm sorry it happened to Fred, but at the same time, Fred, I'm glad it was you and not me, man, because you're a better person than I was. I wouldn't be able to survive something like that. That was just would have been too much on me. I would have broke. I ain't gonna lie. That was some freaky shit. He was sat behind me. He he was sat behind me and just I would try to talk to him. He stared right through me like he was definitely not there. Oh, dad, let's go. That was when me and Mike and my uncle was in that cave, that same cave, and you could hear him. Like it seemed like at midnight, after midnight, that place came to life, and the people that used to work there came back to life and went to work because you could hear machines in the background. I heard one person say, "Fuck, we need more concrete. Get more concrete." We're the only people in that cave. There was a girl that kept saying, "Mommy," like in a sense of, "Are you my mommy?" Like she's asking me, "Mommy," like you know what I mean. I had the feeling like she was asking me if I was her mommy. It's like she in there looking for a mommy. That place is just crazy, man, crazy. That in a way, I'm glad it's federally restricted because it's nothing good out of that place at all. And then we come across the three-toed tracks from that same place. Weekend later, I go down there. There's camera on camera, and it's federally restricted for a reason. For a reason, that place is different. Believe me, I got video to back it up. That place is definitely different. And you guys been following me for a long time. You know what that place is about, and I see it too, Lee. I see it too, and I'm not paying it no mind. I've been seeing it, and as you notice, when I look at it and it'll start doing it, and then I go away from it, and I can see it kind of out of the corner of my eye, it stops. But it's when you acknowledge it, it gets worse. So let's try not to acknowledge it. This place is haunted. Maybe one of these days I'm going to do like I got some paranormal equipment. Maybe when one day when I'm not by myself, maybe when Fred and Mike's here or something, and Jeff, we'll stay here and we'll pull out the EVP equipment and the I got the ghost box. I got all kind of devices for that. We'll do one thing and just see if we can get some answers, see who it is, see who's here doing this because it's been ramping up. It's been doing stupid shit. Cookie's been barking that shit that they ain't even there. I think somebody's knocking at the door. The only time she really ever barks is when someone knocks, and she just random start barking. But what freaked me out the other night, I was in the living. I think I told you this last week because it was week before last this happened. I'm in the living room watching a movie, and she starts barking, and she comes running into the living room looking, or into my bedroom, looking in my bedroom, barking like, Cook, just stop, man. Come on back in here. Let's watch this movie. Just stop. It ain't nothing here. Just stop. And she kept growling, like her hair on her back was standing up, looking at it. It was crazy. A government building in them hills or that hill. I don't know if it's government. I think it's just all the shit that's actually supernatural entity going on. You talking about Harley? I'm same thing with the cave, man. There's just some forces out there that we don't want to mess with, for sure. When you're going to see that video, when me and Fred went in there, I don't think you'll ever see that video because it's criminating. Um, there's cameras down inside there, and we got picked up. I didn't know they're mounted into the walls going in, and on every corner there's cameras now on inside there, and they're activated by movement. And when I came out around, the light came on, and we got out of there. But there's a lot of things going on in there. I've seen shit that I've never seen before. Like they got inside that place, they got 2x4s coming out of the side of the cave going up. Now, if you remember, the ceiling's like 40, 50 feet high in some areas. And they got 2x4s perfectly like square 2x4s going into the side of the cave, and they're where like a ladder going up. You know what I mean? I don't know what they use, what kind of equipment they have to perfectly bore out the size of a 2x4. It's perfectly squared, and the 2x4 is going into the side of it. It's almost like the 2x4 got pushed out instead of going in. You know what I mean? It's technology we don't got. That's some government shit right there, if anything, or above that. You know what I mean? But I never seen anything like that. That blew my mind to see 2x4s coming out of like that's 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 a stone quarry. That's a old stone quarry. That rock is solid. You know what I mean? Have I been tagged by them? I don't know. I can't answer that one. Um, I'm sorry, guys. I was just catching up on your comments. It's getting at that time where it's about time to go, and I didn't want to miss anybody's comments before I ended the live stream, guys. I feel like it was a good night tonight. We talked about a good bit. This week, I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even going. Every week, guys. Every week, I say, stay tuned for this next crazy ass adventure. And this next week never comes. This crazy ass adventure is like, I, it's crazy, but there is some shit coming. I have a couple. I have two videos from this last trip I went out. I didn't really film that much because it was more about me needing to get out and release a lot, just get off a lot of energy off of me. and it felt good to get out there. It was freezing, it was cold, my toes was numb, but it was a good trip. It was definitely a good trip. I needed it, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. It's the restricted lands, and follow them two videos. It should be time for um the hole, because I'm taking the peanut butter to the hole in the morning. Following that, uh Bobby Joe will be going to Bigfoot land with me. You know what I mean? She's gonna be getting out there. And if you guys should remember her, she's part of our Bigfoot family. Actually, at the wake, man, it's funniest thing. We just got done putting her husband away. At the wake, she bring over pictures. Look what we found last week, man. Check these prints out. She had some big 18-inch prints in the snow perfectly. But we're gonna hook up. I'm gonna go get her. I'm gonna pick her up, get her out the house, man. Get her into the woods so she can release. You know what I mean? That she needs it. She definitely needs to get out there. There's a reason the government's taking over the underground openings, and that isn't good for any of us. That's a good thing you said that. What I'm seeing, and when they started it, I knew it was a bad thing. I knew it was a bad thing, and it seemed like there's something going on underground that's pushing these subspecies up out. If you notice, these last 10 years, these white creatures been coming out. They deemed them as skinwalkers. They're calling them. There's so many names that they're calling these things, these creatures that's getting pushed out, but they're coming out all around the world, and it's the same type of creature. The white, the screeching, like the I don't even want to say the wrong shit, but there is some creatures coming out, and I think it's got a lot to do with the fracking. If you notice, when they frack, they got to fill in the hole with water. They flood out the whole tunnel system with water, and then they start fracking. They start. It's like taking the bone marrow out of the inside of the bone. Yeah, they call them rakes, but it's a subspecies that, from them going in and flooding out that system and then start fracking the shit out, it's forcing whatever's under there out. And that's saying these subspecies are coming up out because I knew something was gonna be, you know what I mean? I knew there was gonna be an outcome when they started it. I knew it was a bad idea if they did that shit. Them these things ain't got nothing to do with Bigfoot, but they're out there. They're in the forest, and they're living in the forest. They used to be subspecies. I don't know if they appear to see, but I think they use that clicking as a way to see, or a way of navigation. They're mean as shit. Every video I've ever seen of them, they're not nice. The sounds they make is like original. When you hear that, you know what it is. When you hear them, you know what's coming. But yeah, that's what I think. That's the result of fracking. They're pushing these subspecies out, and they're crazy, man. I don't know. I don't want to experience none of them. I'll tell you that much. But definitely, guys, definitely, I'm gonna get out of here. I had a great time tonight, and it's been one of them weeks. I'm glad it's over. Hopefully we can move on, get things done. And I need to get back out into the woods because there's some shit going on out there, and I'm not going to see it if I ain't out there. But definitely stay tuned for this next crazy ass adventure, guys. Don't forget, if you want to purchase my mom's book, the links are everywhere. Stay tuned for this next crazy ass adventure. Thanks, Judy. That means a lot, man. TM, you have a good night too. Mom, I love you. Money Mike, stay safe. Stay off the roads. Jeff, don't drive. Stay tuned, Bigfoot World. I love you guys.